Hold your power.
Decided to go into pre-law, then journalism. And with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. I didn't quit. I prayed. I prayed. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break.
Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Welcome, come on in. You guys, it is September the 4th. It is a holiday. I wanted to come on in, especially, it's our day anyway, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We are still waiting on a verdict. I know people calling me, texting, saying, hey, SP, is there a verdict? No, there's not a verdict yet, you guys. And I told you that it was going to probably be it's going to be a while, maybe a month, so sit back and we're going to continue to support the family, even though, a lot of them made some mistakes. They still family because we wanted this little girl home. Bad decisions, but that's it. But we wanted this little girl home. And, I was going over some things I want to share with you guys because, every now and then, I go over stuff because I want to understand, why is this little girl gone? Why is this little girl gone? You guys want to understand that too, right? Come on. I know you do. It doesn't make any sense. This is a sex offender that the mother knew he was a sex offender. The grandmother knew he was a sex offender. I'm pretty sure his girlfriend knew he was a sex offender, but everybody leaving him with kids. You know, usually when there's three things in the equation to prevent stuff from happening, all three things break down. I mean, okay, because the three things have three other things. You know, you have your, mother wit, mother perception, that, what they call, when you get an ideal or you get you get that sensation that something's not right or whatever, stuff like that. That didn't kick in for the mom. She just wanted to get her son, which I get it. You got a son by this man, this monster. And so you see him and, there's a little tat for tick whenever he has a girlfriend, he comes by, or when he got a new car, he comes by. I listened to DL when he was a youngster, when he was 8, when he was in the interviewing room and he was explaining his dad. His dad, when he was in the courtroom listening to this, he was all in tune to what his son had to say. He had his elbow on the table and his hand on his chin, and he was in all ears to hear. This little boy described this man saying that he was wearing fake chains, gold teeth, some raggedy gold shoes, and he was looking at his son. For your son to describe you of something of that nature, that right there. But you know what? I dug something up that I've never had heard. Nobody came in here and told me. But the mother, and I understand why she done it now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not jumping on the mama right now. Not going to do that. Not right now. But, they arrested Henry July the 10th. They arrested him that day, right? So I don't know if you guys know this. Hey, stop, Diesel. Go sit down. Down. Down, boy. Down. Now you trying to act up. Sit down. Down. Okay, I'm finna go give you the papa. Go. Papa, Diesel's acting up. What? Diesel's acting up. You got him. Diesel what? He's acting up. Okay. Could you take him out for me, please? He still got his collar on. He probably do got to go to the bathroom because he ain't listening right now. We've been doing some training. Oh, Lord. Kids and dogs. She says, I have a theory about this point. What theory do you have, Lisa Calhoun? If you want to share with us, you can call in or you can come up on the channel, whichever one you want to do. Be a good boy, Diesel. He's been really good today. This is my only day off right now. And I think I'm going to get another day off on, I won't get another day off. But this is my first day off in a long time. She says, I'll come up. Okay. Let me put it on there. Oh, girl, you said you want the big bucks. She said she gonna come up. She got a theory. I'm glad somebody got a theory. I didn't even have to ask. Okay, so let me get you on through there. There we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna, the good thing about it is I got that overtime just in time because guess what? They just hired a whole bunch of nurses. And I guess these nurses is going to take our place or something. I don't know. But I know one thing: we got no more overtime on one job, and the other job is gonna come to an end. So, Mama gonna have a lot of time, which it ain't no big dealio. It's all good. I'm gonna pin it for you. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? What's going on? What's going on? So, here she come on up. She coming on up. She ain't got no picture, but that's okay. We don't mind. We don't mind you come over here with no picture. I got my hair done, but I ain't gonna still. I'm still upstairs. What's going on, Lisa?
Well, hello, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Yes, ma'am. I got a theory. I could be off, but I was listening to one of the videos
Mm-hmm.
and going back doing some research, and there were different things said that didn't add up to me.
Okay, come on.
In Henry Dinkins' initial interview,
Mm-hmm.
I remember the detective asking him about the mother's, well, the grandma.
Uh-huh.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He says, they love me. She loves me.
Yep.
SP, sad as it sounds, and my theory is sad. They was trafficking that baby. And the reason why I think this, and if they wasn't trafficking her, he had been with that baby before.
All because
If you notice, when grandma said no, she couldn't go, what did Henry say?
Come on.
And what did that baby do?
She went.
When mama gets off from work, she takes clothes over there to her.
Yeah.
That was her opportunity to say, no, you don't need to be over here. Come on, you going back with me.
Right. That's what she should have said. Especially they both know that he's a sex offender.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you know what? And you might be on to something. I mean, I'm not really convinced yet. You're going to have to key me in because it is lining up with something I did not understand. And this was the kids' first time over there. And they were like, we like to go over there for the snacks.
Exactly.
And what do you mean you like to go over there for the snacks? This was means you had to been over there before.
But Henry said that they had been over there before. They hadn't stayed all night, but they had been over there before when he was knocking, and that was weird to me too. Why are you gonna knock on your own door where you live? You told on yourself, stupid. He like, oh, she coming to the door. But he told the police officer then. They've been over here before, but they just hadn't stayed all night. But this was your first time. But mama said this was your first time over there. Something I'm sorry, something ain't adding up right in it.
Yeah, I know.
He got too much control. Now I'm not street, but I've been around street and I understand the language very well. Right. And know the game very well.
Right.
This wasn't his first encounter with that baby. I don't know if his drugs are. He act like he wants to be a pimp, but he don't even know how to do that correctly.
He wants to be a drug dealer.
He ain't doing that right either.
Well,
he need to leave that alone too.
I hate to say this, and a lot of people get angry because they don't want to hear the truth, because sometimes the truth hurts when it ain't what you want it to be. But I don't see them. I think this judge wants to rule in the favor for justice for Breasia. But as far as that kidnapping charge, that ain't gonna happen. First of all, I was saying she, the little boy said she walked down there, so he didn't make her. He didn't tie her up. He didn't pull her or drag her. Then the woman turns around, the girlfriend, say she was standing at the car and Henry came back upstairs. So she had all the opportunity. Remember, and this is something that the defense said, she's a big telltale. Well, why did she didn't go tell? Why she didn't run? Why she didn't scream?
And the state came back and rebutted that theory because the defense did put it out there in the closing. What did he tell her to get her not to run? He could have told her, DL's up there, if you run, if you scream, if you holler, you don't know what he don't told her.
Or I'm taking you to your mama.
Right.
Or your mama wants you to come home.
Ain't no telling what the heck he done said to that baby.
Right.
To get her out that door. And when he came back supposedly for the gun. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I don't understand. He has no sympathy, no empathy, no nothing. The only time that you said he was attentive, and I went back and looked, was when DL, because he didn't know what that baby was gonna say.
Oh, let me tell you what I read today. I found where the mother did an interview with I think it was Daily Mail. I could be wrong, but she did an interview with some reporter, and she said that when Henry was in jail, he went to jail July the 10th that day on other unrelated charges.
Right.
But a week while he was in jail, he must have called her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't call into the jail. So he must have called her. And she asked him where was Breasia. And she said he broke down uncontrollably. And she's known him for 11 years. And this man's never broke down and just booed and cried.
Wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, why would he be calling you?
Wow.
This was like July the 17th. He's in jail. There's no other way you can call her but you called her from jail and she took the call.
She had to accept it. She had to accept it.
Why would this man call you? Because they hadn't found Breasia yet. But still, what could he have said, and why would you answer that phone call?
Oh, exactly.
And your baby's still missing.
He got too much control over her and her mama. So I'm sorry, something's not right in that milk. So I'm sorry. I could be way off, but to me, something ain't right.
Yeah, you know what?
I have two granddaughters, and I'm sorry. First of all, I'm not going to allow them to go anywhere where I don't feel comfortable, even as an adult. If I don't feel comfortable, my grandbabies are not going.
Right.
But if I do put them in a comfortable position and something like that pop off, first of all, we don't sit on men's laps, and we ain't up in no men's face. Speak, and then you go play.
And men don't understand that, but women do, and men gets offended when
you can get mad. What did Rachel say? What did Rachel say the other day? You only be mad for a little while. You'll get over it.
And they will.
I'd rather for you be mad and still alive than for you to be happy and dead.
Right.
I'm sorry. No, I don't play games like that. Especially, it's a thorn in my side because I was molested. So I'm not gonna ever put my children, your children, nobody's children in that position. Right. If it don't look kosher to me, I'm sorry. Hey, I got your child up out of there. It didn't look right to me. No, your watch, you do what you want to do, but on my watch, no, I don't play games like that. And if the men get mad, if the women get mad, so be it. We don't kiss in the mouth. We don't do none of that nasty stuff.
Right. You know what? you know what though, Lisa? With this being a judge jury or a bench jury, judge makes the decision if he's guilty or not. It should have been a verdict already.
Yes. Which
So
lets we know he's tied up on he's hung up on something.
Yeah, he's hung up on something. Now, DL said that he seen him shoot this child.
I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that. I believe he said that, out of anger.
And he probably heard it from somebody.
And he did. All those detectives in there talking and whatnot. He don't overheard it that she was shot.
And
so that's where that came up. And then too, we got to remember he was 8 years old. Had he seen that, he probably wouldn't have opened his mouth and said anything. He'd have been too traumatized.
Yeah. And
too traumatized. He don't overheard what mama's done said. He don't. A lot of that stuff is, he don't overheard it. Now, did he see some things? Yes. Did he give us some good information? Yes.
Yes.
Especially when he put that battery back in.
Yeah.
And the phone ping. I was on another platform, Matlin, seeing what information I could find. And they came up with a timeline. In this timeline, between the hours of 4 and 4:30 a.m. was when he was being pulled out of the ditch by the brink man.
Yeah.
He didn't pick up DL until 5:55. So DL was not with him when he was being pulled out of that ditch.
Right.
That's when, in my theory, yeah, I could be off with the time, but that's when he was going back and dumping the gun, trying to bury her under some more leaves in the brush and stuff. And he's smart because I didn't know bleach I know bleach kills a lot of stuff, but I didn't know it would kill DNA.
Well,
so I did learn some things out of this trial, but at the same time, why would you go pick your child up, take him back where you don't kill his sister, and allow him to see you poor beach? Why would you even go back? Why didn't you do all that shit before you went back and picked him up?
Because he knew that this boy would know where he was at. He kind of assumed like he's only 8. You don't know. Like if I take your child somewhere he's never been before, he's not going to be able to know.
Take you back to that same spot.
Right. But so let me be the little advocate here. I don't want to say the devil, but the opposite.
Okay.
Because the defense says something that was very true. Bleach do kill DNA, but it doesn't remove it. And that's what's shocking the judge. How is it that car don't have nobody's DNA? It doesn't have Henry's DNA, don't have the kid's DNA, it has somebody else's DNA, but it don't have Breasia's DNA. It don't have, but we know she was next to the car. We know she even rode in that car. But
yes, she was in the car. She rode from her grandmother's house too.
But you can't say if there's not no DNA. How is that? Not a hair.
Nothing.
Not nothing.
And this might be what the judge. That might be what the judge is hung up on.
No DNA. So,
in my opinion, is Henry Dinkins guilty? Yes, ma'am, he is. In my opinion, yes. On all charges, he shouldn't even been around his own child, let alone any children. Period.
Well, that's why he was locked up.
That's why he got locked up, right? For that violation. Because he knew he wasn't supposed to be around no kids.
But how in the world that
and then it came out that they had been together the weekend before. He threw a barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And all of y'all were at the barbecue.
Yep.
So why all of a sudden I want you to start spending some time with your son? He just spent some time with him at the barbecue. What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay, so here's another thing. Because, here's the weird thing. What about little Vince? Why they didn't call little Vince or subpoena little Vince?
Now, the only thing that I have heard about him is that they said they did send officers out to his house to question him. He did verify that they were there earlier. They played video games, and they left. After they left, he didn't know anything else about what they did that night, where else they went, but they were at his house.
But little Vince had that car, that Impala.
That was a lie. No, it wasn't. The car was parked around the corner from the police station the whole entire time. That was a lie. Vince never had the car, period. He drove the car to the police station and parked it around the corner and walked. But that's what he told that officer. When he was telling that officer, they had officers out picking their car up, towing it in because it was spotted. One of the patrol officers spotted it, parked around the corner. So Vincent was never in that car, period. That was a lie.
So how did he get that car so clean?
Now, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. You got pulled out of the ditch at 4:30. You didn't get back to the apartment until 5:55. So you was cleaning, you was detailing. Doing some detail work on that car. You had to be.
See, that's
he wiped away everything because his fingerprints. You in the car. Your DNA got to be in that car somewhere, or should be in there somewhere.
So how is there no blood?
No, nothing.
No hair? The body.
The state prosecution, they did bring up a theory too that kind of ran through my mind. Again, going to how does he get her out of the house? Well, you don't know. Again, we don't know what he said to her to get her up and out of there.
Right.
And I believe he told her, your mama says she wants you to come home.
Right. Yeah, that would make sense to me. And then, he's talking about...
Now, DL says when he peeked, because she kicked him and it hurt, he said when he peeked, she was going down the steps with Henry, and they were talking about cars. Well, okay, I can kind of accept that because that's what your mother said. He only came around when he got a new girlfriend and new car. Which I was at the picnic the weekend before. Some of this stuff is not adding up to me. It's not making sense to me.
But they had other stuff they could have ran DNA on, and they did not.
And they didn't. Why they didn't, I don't know. But they could have. You're absolutely right. And I was wondering, why? Why would your supervisor say, don't worry about that? I want to test every daggone thing.
Yeah. If it was your child, you would. So why would you not for this child?
Right. Now, I don't know. I don't know why. That man, whoever made that decision not to, made a grave mistake. That probably could cost this case.
No, I think,
what is he looking at? Is he looking at life?
Yeah. Well, it's first degree murder and then first degree kidnapping. And when kidnapping charges come, you know, uh that's federal right there. So federal will pick that up, and then he's got other charges he's looking at in other states too. One of my friends told me, like, drug charges and stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I can't remember all the charges she had told me, but yeah, he's not even done after this. He's got other stuff he's gotta go deal with.
He's just too calm. I mean, come on. He showed no type of emotion, especially if I'm gonna buy your theory. I raised this child.
He said, "These kids are mine."
That's what he said.
How would he think that those kids is his? He ain't been in that girl's life like that. Or
No.
if he was, the mama didn't tell us.
Mm-mm.
And he ain't said it either.
And he ain't said nothing either. The only thing that kind of got me was when he said, I didn't like who she was with. Now she's not with that person anymore. Well, that let me know she was with, at first, I'm assuming a man. But after I went meddling somewhere else, I found out it was a woman, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
so but I'm saying, okay, but you got this woman over here. How you gonna run these women over here? Something ain't right in that milk. You and Andrea in a relationship over here, but you running everything over there. Why? Because she just your baby mama? No, it's got to be something else more than that. Was you getting was y'all getting drugs from me? Y'all ain't saying nothing about that. Y'all don't want to say too much.
Well, see, here's the thing I'm thinking, because with this mother having three, okay, and let's get for real. Let's be for real.
Baby daddy.
Three baby daddy.
Mm-hmm.
She don't have her own place of living. She's
still with mama.
And she has a minimum wage job.
Mm-hmm.
So she's getting herself back together. That tells me that there's maybe 9 times out of 10 drug abuse.
Amen. I agree.
And with him being a drug
supplier, I'll do anything for my habit.
They let a lot of stuff slide because she knew. Okay, when you know somebody is a sex offender, I don't care. When you know, because remember she said that kind of messed up their relationship. They've been knowing each other for 11 years, but
why would I put my child in that position? My child can't be around you. I'm sorry.
She known him for 11 years. He was a sex offender.
So why put my child in that position? No, my child ain't going.
So why did she go home and get clothes for this child?
Exactly. That was your opportunity right there to save your child's life. To save your child's life.
Yeah.
You come on and go on home with me.
Yeah.
Good evening. Matter of fact, you wouldn't even came and pick up DL. He wouldn't even went with you.
Yeah, that was strange. Miss Tina
it'd been a whole total different show if I didn't know what you went down for. But I know what you went down for.
Yeah.
You was wrong. First of all, Grandma was wrong. Because when she said no meant no. I don't care who you are. You don't run nothing up in her. You was quick to tell the oldest one no. He couldn't go because you knew he was going to tell him. You couldn't fulfill this shit was planned. I'm sorry. Excuse me. This mess was planned.
You mean with the mama?
No, with the
All of them. Something ain't, I'm sorry, SP, something ain't right. Common sense lets me know if I know that you are a sex offender. Okay, well, just take it out of the sex offender rental. I know you a thief. I know without a shadow of doubt you are a thief. Why am I gonna leave my purse sitting there in front of you and get up and walk away when I know you a thief? She admitted that she knew he was a sex offender. Why would you put your children in that position? I wouldn't have went to no barbecue. We wouldn't have been nowhere around you. Period. No contact.
Because
Period.
see, I don't know about plan, but when people are doing the drug life, they don't think of the possibilities of their actions or the repercussions of what they could do. They just think about, I can get me some weed, I can get me some pills, I can get me whatever I want. They ain't thinking. That doesn't mean it was planned. I don't know about planned, Lisa. Because a mama planned for her daughter, I can see that she's like, I've been dealing with these kids and he running around, he got money in his pocket, he ain't working, and he got a girlfriend and she's paying the bills, and he just rolling and riding around, and I'm working hard and I got.
I'm sorry, I don't care about none of that. I know you are a sex offender. My kids are not coming around you.
But people that do drugs don't think like that. I'm telling you.
Not even with super visitation. I'm sorry, SB. I'm sorry.
No, let her go ahead. Go ahead.
Not even with super visitation. I be doggone. Because if you a sex offender and I know what you are, no ma'am, I would not let you have nothing, no right for my children. None. You hear me? I won't let you see them. I won't let you touch them. I won't let you be around them. No.
Well,
no.
Thank you, Soldier Girl. I will do your super chat in a minute. You know what?
I'm gonna go back in the chat and let.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Lisa.
All right.
I love people having their own opinion because they go out and they get this information. Let me give a shout out to Soldier Girl, Tina. Stay on. I want to hear what you got to say. Thank you, Soldier Girl. All right, that was Soldier Girl. Shout out to Soldier Girl. Thank you. I do got your name down, so you do got a ticket in our Christmas giveaway. What's on your mind, Miss Tina Powers?
Well, number one, I want to know. I mean, maybe I'm kind of slow today or whatever, but why in the world you gonna have these kids dressed in a 4X T-shirt? Now, where I come from, and I come from Virginia, we got a way of thinking. It's called easy access. Little girls down below, down below. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. How come you put her in this circus attire? You know, that's what I call it. You should have waited until the mama brought her pajamas. You know, the appropriate pajamas. Matter of fact, you shouldn't even been in that apartment. This this is what's making me upset. No DNA on the car. Nothing. I mean, come on, bleach can do but so much. Bleach can wipe away, yeah. But where is, this is crazy. The judge has got, a lot to think about, and I understand, it could go either way. But for you to let this monster out of jail and do it again, you're crazy. Yes, I said it, you're crazy. You're crazy because it won't be none of my kids. No, me and what's that lady name?
Aisha.
Mama. Oh yeah, we would have been fighting in court. No. I know what you are. You're not going to be around my children. Matter of fact, your son is going to have my last name. He knows who you are, and I'm going to tell him when he gets older that you're a sex offender, and that's why you couldn't go to his house.
Here's the thing, Tina, you said something. This man didn't even know this boy's last name.
Right.
He didn't know if he had the last name Dinkins and anything. Actually, he didn't have the last name Deacons.
Well, thank God for that. So let's run this down real quick. So you didn't know your phone number. You didn't know your address. You don't know your son's last name. But you know...
He didn't know what time it was.
Right. He didn't know what time it was. So you mean to tell me you're sitting up there lying, about everything. You know what happened, Henry. You know what happened.
He actually, when he went and act like he was answering the questions, he was not answering the questions. So that's why they can't use that against him, because he was like, I don't know what time it was. I don't know my, like, you find it. That's what you got to do. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to spend money and find. But here's the thing. And this is how law works in the United States. You are innocent until proven guilty. Did they prove he was guilty?
Well, that's the thing that we got to wait for.
That's the question.
Right.
Do you think they proved he was guilty?
I know for a fact that they did.
Okay, where's the fact?
Where's the fact? He was in the store buying bleach.
Okay, buying bleach is not illegal.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. He was roaming around with DL all night, supposedly.
That's
DL
not.
DL put the battery in the phone.
Yeah, that just lets us know he was at the store buying bleach.
Right. And the little girl walked out the house with him. We got that. Heifer over here, what's her name? The girlfriend. She said that she saw Breasia. Okay, my thing, wait a minute. Whoa. If you seen Breasia, how come you didn't tell her to come back inside? Is she scared of Henry? I mean, that's the question. Is the girlfriend scared of Henry? Did he beat her up a couple of times and told her to shut the you-know-what up?
Right.
Girl, come on now.
Come holler at us. Sister done gave us 2 super chats. You go, come holler at us, sister. Thank you, and I will.
Come holler at us, sister.
Tina's mad.
Yes, I am. Because this is about Cody Bisbee case. Yes. This reminds me of Cody Bisbee all over again. Hello. Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, SB. I'm sorry that I'm late. And I'm sorry that I'm fired up.
No, stay fired up. Let me give this shout out to come holler at us, sister. And I want to rebuttal some of the things that you're saying. Not saying that we're arguing, but I just want to know, because it is a long time for the judge to have this case in his lap and not have given a verdict yet. But
right.
So hold on.
Thank you.
Hold on.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I had to show that man with the red pants on for you, Tina.
Oh, girl, thank you. Thank you.
You said thank you. You need to see him again. You need to see him again. Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Lord.
Everybody, that's my honey there, honey.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So the judge has this on his desk right now, and it's been a whole week.
Right.
A whole week.
A whole week.
If this was a jury right now, the judge would have told the jury, you got 12 people. You guys can't come up with, and this is just one person.
Right. I mean, okay, today's Labor Day. So you're going to give us another day, 2 to wait on your verdict? I mean, come on now. Let's do this.
You know what they said on the news? It could take a month or 2.
I put it in the chat the other day to take 60 days. Well, I don't know.
Well, because now the prosecutors did do a good job, but they were so, like they wasn't aggressive enough to me.
Come on, Miss Cunningham.
Yeah, they just wasn't aggressive enough.
Girl.
I would have been in there saying, you did this to your stepdaughter. Look at her skull. In front of her, you shot her with this gun that you went back into the house to get. And everybody know when you're a drug dealer, you have all kind of access to guns.
Right.
Legal guns, right. Unlegal guns. The person who the gun belonged to. Okay, right. Here's the thing. Even though he didn't know them, the gun came out of his girlfriend's house. Okay. They should have at least connected those dots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You didn't get the gun by osmosis. It just didn't pop up and happen.
Right. I mean, who does he think we are, Bobo the Clown?
Mm-hmm.
We're no clowns and we're not dumb.
Those people had to either bought drugs from you or been over that or know Andrea.
Right.
But some way you're connected to the gun. They didn't even connect him to the gun.
I know. And I want to say, something about what Lisa was saying, piggyback riding on what Miss Lisa said.
Uh-huh.
I believe DL heard some of that stuff. I believe, how kids do, hear grown folk conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And he just got it twisted. That's all. He just got it twisted.
Mm.
You know how, like, when you were a kid, you used to sing, well, I ain't saying you used to do it, but you know how, like, when grown folks are talking and kids are in the room and, they hear stuff, So I'm wondering if DL heard some of it, or if he was just making up some of it to get his daddy behind bars. Because, for real, losing a sibling. Sometimes
when the defendant, has went to the judge to try to make a deal before the judge come out with his sentence. Sometimes that can be happening also. You remember, like in the King Hill case, they went to trial and everything, and right before they gave her the sentence, she went ahead and said, you know, I'm guilty, and da 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 da, and then the judge went ahead and gave her a sentence. He threw the book, but he didn't throw the book, like he didn't put her under the jail, like which she would have got. So knowing the but you know, there was this one attorney, he was talking about this case, and he said that when he first became an attorney, he was a defense attorney, and his partner said, well, let's go with a bench trial. And he was like, no. And he said, it's just so happened it worked for them because the judge goes by facts and evidence. He has to go by facts and evidence. He can't go by emotion. So that's why I asked the question, where's the facts?
It points back to Andrea seeing Breasia standing beside the car.
Standing beside the car.
She should have told her to come back in the house.
Okay.
Well, like I said before, is Andrea scared of Henry? She probably is. He probably went on that head a couple of times and cussed her out. We shut the you know what up.
She looks like one of those women that is you know, desperate for a man. You know, like she lets him do whatever he wants to do, and as long as, you know, he's there and he could do whatever he wants. She's not asking him, where you been? She's not asking him, what you doing? She's not saying, hey, nothing about the little girl, you know?
Right.
When you can't let a man come into your house. And I think somebody came in here and said that he's one of those type of men come in your house and tear it up. You know, you let him run the house like that, he tear it up, you know,
Right.
Especially when them little girls. This woman we don't even know she has any kids. She's old enough to have kids. Where's her kids? She's living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Where's her kids? Not only that, Henry got a wedding ring on. Where's Henry's wife?
Shut up.
Yes, he married. And you cannot have a ring on in jail unless you are married. Legally married. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yes.
Shut your mouth.
Girl, he got a wedding ring on. That means he's married. He's legally married. He ain't married. He ain't married to Andrea, or is he? But he's married.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, he's married.
Well, we need to find out who he married to. That's what we need to do. I'm going to do it. Hold on a minute.
Soldier Girl said, I didn't know that. Go look. He got a wedding ring on, and there's one thing I know about men in prison, because I've been around them a long. You can't have jewelry in there. The only jewelry you can have is a wedding ring. You can't have earrings. You can't have all that, because
you can't have jewelry.
but you can have a wedding ring if you are legally married. You can have that ring. They can't take it off, because God said what he put together, let no man, nothing can put asunder. Not even court, not even a judge, not even jail. You cannot make that man take that off for nothing. You cannot, because he's married. Yeah, I seen his wedding ring and it's gold. He's married. Now
Hold on, SB. Wait a minute.
Soldier Girl said, oh, I see. Yes, he married.
But how do we know that he just didn't buy that wedding ring? Come on now.
He can't just buy it. He in jail for number one, and they don't let you have. That's contraband. They don't let you have ring. The only way that you can have a ring in prison is if you are married. You better look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up.
He's got to be married. He's got to be married. There's no way he can wear that wedding ring in jail.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Who's he married to?
I don't know who he married to. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Does she know?
Yes.
Is she the sex offender? Well, she knows it now.
Yeah, she know. He wore the ring in court. He was wearing it in court. That's why I was like, this man wearing a wedding ring. Why he's in court? He's married.
I got to go back over it.
He's married.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word.
Trust and believe. You better look at that man. You always look at a man's feet and look at his hands. Don't look at his feet for the size, because that'll fool you, okay? My grandson said, don't. This girl, we was walking in the McDonald's, and the woman was like, oh, she's so pretty. You know what my grandson said? Don't let the hair fool you. I'm a boy.
Oh. I guess he said first straight, didn't he?
Okay. But here's the thing. You should always look at a man's hands, because, first of all, you don't want to be talking any kind of way to a married man. So I always look at the hands to be respectful. Not that I want to know if you married or not, am I going to get on or something like that. But I look at their hands, because you speak to a married man in a different way than a single man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if he says something to you and he's a married man, he might be saying something to you to warn you, or that he has knowledge or something or whatever, or he might even be coming on to you. But at least you know. You don't ever talk to a man without looking at not his hands. Then you look at his feet, because if he got working shoes on, you know he's a working man. If he's got really nice shoes on, like business or something, and he's dressed really good, not that you're going out, but when you meet him, that means, he's off in the business or real estate or things of that nature, selling cars or something of that nature. He got tennis shoes on or something. He's more or less than like a street guy. He's comfortable and everything. But there's a attire that you have to always look at. And those are the hands and the feet. They tell you a lot. That's right, soldier girl. Those hands tell a lot. Oh, yes, they do. And like, so that is some of the homework that, since you guys didn't notice that he had a ring on his hand, you can look at something and still not see everything that you need to see. You still only seeing part of the equation. That grandmother, like Lisa said, I get right on the bandwagon with what Lisa Calhoun said. Something's not right about that. The grandmother said no, and he ended up saying, I said, let's go.
Right, I said, let's go.
And grandmother shut up. And usually when the daughter has problems with drugs, like I said, I believe she did. And that's why she was so loose. Not, I don't say, they put her out there like that, like this, but when people, you remember we were talking about the young lady, and I'm not going to say her name. Some people went and checked out her name, and I told you she was right here in town, and she's, the facility where I work, and her daughter got killed by the dad, and I did not know that she was in the house.
Right.
She didn't tell me that. She didn't tell me that part, that when he was molesting her two daughters, she was in the house. And she also didn't tell me, because I just found out lately, she was arrested also. And something else that she didn't tell me, that they had another child that had died a couple of years before. They lived in Minnesota of the same way. And so they're investigating that also. And they were on the run, and that's why she's got 2 or 3 names. And now here's the funny thing. It's not funny, but here's the funny thing, because I'm on the inside and I can see and I can look. But she's in a facility, and I mean, they're not charging her, but I don't know, but he's getting ready to come up for trial, okay? But what I wanted to tell you was the number one person in the facility that she should probably stay away from, that has a lot of behavior problems. I mean, got everybody scared. I'm carrying my mace around because I'm not finna deal with that clown. Right. Because a lot of people done got fired. He done got in their face. He done spit in their face. I mean, this is me coming into this facility working. I was just being like, what the heck is going on here? But this guy is in the middle of this. This is the catalyst of that whole equation of me trying to figure out, do I want to stay with this job or not? Because I'm looking at how he just all in the nurses' faces, getting angry, like I said, spitting, putting their hands on each other and everything, doing drugs while he's in there, just calling you all kind of names, call the women bees. I mean, hollering at the top of the lungs. He'd be like, you bee, your mama's a bee, your kid a bee. And I mean, some people gonna take that as some, but the funny thing about it is he only does women like that. He doesn't do the men. When the men stand up and say, hey, he goes sit down. But here's the thing. So this young lady, that kid, got killed by the daddy, her husband. She's dating him. She's dating this other clown.
No.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
She's dating him.
Oh, Lord.
She's dating him. The worst person in the world to date in the whole facility, she's dating him.
No, girl, no.
Yeah.
The people are crazy,
So when people want you, so we just found out about the other kid that got killed, and we found out that she was in the house, and we found out that well, we know that she's dating the clown in the facility, but I'm just looking at what people say, the nurses and the staff, and they don't have no sympathy for her, because you're still making these bad decisions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you're still dating these type of men that you should not put. If you have kids, you should not put your kids around these type of men.
Exactly. No. I don't care if it's grandpa. I don't care if it's daddy. No, don't take the kids around that environment.
And she told me she got 6 kids, and she got custody of none of them. And she said I thought she gave me the okay to record her, and I just thought it's conflict of interest because I'm working there,
Right.
And I just don't want someone to say, well, you took advantage of her while she's blah 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 blah.
Right.
Because I can even ask her, would she come on and da 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 da, and she would, but I just don't want to even do that.
No.
But you see, but she was in a drug. She did drugs, right. And this is why I was saying, when you be around people that have done drugs, doesn't mean that they planned this. They just don't think about their kids. in a good way. So they think about their next high, or they're happy. And so they're not paying attention. And I think Andrea, I think she was high. When they was over there, I think Andrea was high.
You think he gave her a little something?
Yeah, I think he probably did. I think he put a little something in for them to sleep, for that boy to sleep or whatever. And I think Andrea, when the boy was like, they were in the living room smoking. Who just goes in the living room just to smoke? They were talking and smoking. And so they're not saying, but remember they were saying something about we're not worried about, like if you were doing drugs or smoking weed or whatever. We worried about where the baby was. So they looked over, they were smoking weed.
Right.
But I guarantee you that's what they were doing.
I guarantee it don't be no surprising. It does not be no surprising. But my thing is, why in the devil's name? Why in the devil's name? You are going to put this children, in a overgrown big man's t-shirt. But the evidence is there. The t-shirt's there, the shorts are there, the sports bra is there. I mean, come on now.
Well, before she had any clothes, so before mom brought her some clothes, they went in here. She probably went and took her a shower or something. And then mom, got the clothes over there. Okay. But mom got off work. I think she said something about she got off work at 5:05. Why would you be taking a bath at 5 o'clock in the evening?
Right.
But everybody had, see what I'm saying? Everybody had big shirts. Let me tell you something about criminals. Okay. They get you comfortable. You remember the cupcake case? Right. And remember there was a woman that was on the corner giving out candy because one of the kids said he asked his sister where she got that candy from. The boy that did all the talking, he was like, she had some candy. That's what he said. And they was wondering where she got that candy from. And remember, I was saying they threw some candy out and those kids was picking the candy up. So those kids really wasn't paying attention. It was, you want some candy? Come on. So one kid just followed them or whatever. But here's the thing. They were already in the mix. Right. The Patrick and TeNika. You know why I know they were already in the mix? Think about it. Whose idea was it to go in the middle of the night, 9, 10 o'clock? Kids, 5, 4, 3, 6, and 7 playing hide and seek. Think about it.
Patrick?
Somebody had to think about playing hide and seek with these 3, 4, 5-year-olds. Hide and seek with 3, 4, 5-year-olds? Are you serious? Hide and seek?
Come on now.
Where you got streets, you're in the middle of crack alley, play hide and seek. And so the kids went out and they just lured those kids. They lured those kids to the back area of that housing. And that's where they were able to get little cupcake.
Well, what I always say, what goes into the dark comes out of the light. So whatever Henry did to Breasia, right? Whatever Henry did to Breasia is coming out. You hear me?
Okay.
Just like TeNika, just like King Hill. And do I need to keep on going?
Okay, what about the ones that didn't get justice like Braylon?
They're going to get theirs.
Braylon's mother actually went and told them what she did, but it was an accident. She didn't get a day in jail.
Let me tell you something. Even though that she got off, there's a higher power. There's a higher power.
True.
That she's got to answer to.
True.
That judge is called Jesus. It's called God. It's called the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, true.
You got to answer to that. Hey, Corey, while I'm on this phone, Corey, let this be a lesson. I hope you're watching and I hope you're listening. This gonna happen to you. I see you in October. Yes, I will. I see you in October. Yeah, I will see you in October, son. Because if you think I'm mad now, OSD. In October, I'm gonna be beaten. No.
Well, I'm just saying, see, these clowns are not really smart. They're just watching these women that are vulnerable because there's not men around to say, sometimes my brother will say something. My brother's taught me a lot of stuff, and I've dated no good men before. I dated them, and my brother would say, my brothers was around because my father wasn't, or my stepfather wasn't either. Nevertheless, thank God. But anyway, my brother would say, hey sis, he's doing this, or hey sis, watch for this, or just little stuff. I had this one clown one time that I had this Mitsubishi Montero Jeep. But every time I got ready to drive it, it wouldn't start. And I was like, what's going on with it? But then he'll go out and tinker with it. And he'd come back and he was like, I got it started. And then we would go down the street or whatever. And then, and then when I get ready to go, it would never start. And then he was like, I need to use your car. And I was like, no, I'm using my car. And I get in my car and it won't start. And then he's like, if I go out there and, like he knew how to work on cars. I'm just thinking, well, I can't get it started. I ain't got no money to pay somebody to get it started. He was like, if I get it started, would you let me use your car? Of course, because I want my car, want my car fixed now. So he'll go out there and he get my car started and everything. And he take me to the store, what I got to go do. And I let him use my car or whatever. So one day I was telling my brother about it. I said, it seems like every time I want to drive my car, it won't never start. But he goes out there and he starts my car. And my brother said, look, sis, there's a wire underneath your car. If they unhook that wire, your car's not going to start. And he showed me where the wire was. My second to the oldest brother. He showed me where the wire was. And he says, this is what you do next time. You get in the car, you tell them you're going to leave, you're going to go wherever you're going to go. If the car does not start, get underneath there and hook that wire back up. If the wire's unhooked, hook the wire back up. So this is what I did. So that morning, I was like, I'm finna go here, finna go there. Girl, he just laying in the bed like, okay, yeah, all right, whatever. He know I'm finna come back in the house. And I go to my car and I get in it and it go click, 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 click. It don't start. I get underneath the car and there's the wire, just like my brother told me. There's the wire. See, when men know that other men or your brothers and your fathers is not paying attention, women, gullible women, like at that particular time in my life, I was gullible. But I still had my brothers, that I would still talk to and tell them what's going on. And they would tell me what, because a man gonna tell you the truth. Especially your brother gonna tell you, sis, he's cheating. Sis, he lying. Sis, watch out for this. Watch for that. But anyway, I hooked up the wire and the car started. And you know what? I went back in the house and he was like, the car won't start. I said, no, the car started. And I just looked at his face. And girl, his face looked at me like, she knows.
Right.
And I went on back out the house. I was like, I had to get something. I forgot. And I got in the car and I left. And it never happened again. But see, that's how you know when people are not really good for you.
Right.
That person didn't care how much money I spent looking for the trouble of the car and taking it to the shop, and they can't never find them. They're still going to charge you to do diagnostic tests and stuff. He didn't care as long as I gave him my car whenever he wanted. And that's how he got his way. Being not knowledgeable about that little thing there caused me a lot of grief.
Right.
But I never left my kids with this person. I never, I just didn't leave my kids with people. But, yeah.
I mean, it's not strange, but this case, all the cases that we've been on, but these two cases right here, Corey and Henry, these two clowns make me sick. I mean, you know that you've done wrong. You know that you took advantage of vulnerable people. Breasia, Cody, you took advantage of these babies, and I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like you. I don't like what you did to these babies. And that goes for every person that done harm to kids. I don't like what you've done. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
There's more to this story that they're not letting out. The reason the guy Brinkley died, he sexually offended a child at the age of 5. The mother just so happily didn't mind him having the baby over there and bringing her clothes and acting like, she was like, oh, everybody was happy. Everybody was happy.
Right.
And then she said in her interview, she slipped and said, I needed a break anyway. And then she straightened it up and then said, because I wanted to work more hours. You can work all the hours you wanted. You got mama watching your kids.
Right.
You can't just eat up all the money. You can't have all the money. You got 3 kids. That means get a babysitter. Your oldest child, it was old enough to watch the other kids. You don't got little 5-year-olds. You had an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 12-year-old.
Right.
12-year-old child is old enough.
Because like my client's sister said today, she said, Jeannie, you can't make all the money, so take today off. Take today off. So you know what I did? I took today off, and I enjoyed myself. And you're right. You can't make all the money in the world. You can't. You can't. You know that. I know that. It'll drain you. You know what work does to you, SB. You a nurse just like I am.
Yeah.
It drains you.
Yeah. That's why I well, not just because, but I sit back and when you got a bill to pay or something, you're gonna work. And I know how it is being a single parent and if you have more than one child, it's hard to find a babysitter. It is hard, especially someone to trust with your children. And mother is always the best option to go with. I'm not saying, mothers do things too, but these grandmothers are making these are women our age making bad decisions. Do you not know if my daughter's dad, a baby's daddy, come over to pick up his child, and I had another child over here, I'm not going to let him have the other kid. What mama say, that's what we do. Even when I'm at work, I don't agree with the woman and how she does her kid or raise the kid and all her decisions. But you know what? She asked me, she said, what do you think? I said, I don't think nothing. Because, but deep down inside, she don't know what the heck she doing with these kids she done adopted. I would never, go in her house and say, you terrible mother. But I mean, there's problems. I mean, I'm like, why you, in my mind, I'm thinking, why you got these kids? Like, I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you a really good example. And this is the latest thing. So I was at work, and this at my baby's house, right?
Right.
And so she's in the room with me, and we were talking or something. And I guess she sees out of her peripheral vision the child was doing something. So she starts hollering. She's like, God dang it, such and such. I don't want you to do this, do that. I mean, she's hollering at the top of her lung. And so he starts hollering back at her. Now, take it that this is a white family, because black families, you know, he'd be knocked in the wall, hollering back at mama like that, cussing back at mama like that. Oh, girl, he will be back in last year. But this child is hollering back at the mother as loud as she's hollering, cussing at her. And she's like, lower your voice, lower your voice. She wanted him to lower his voice, but she came out with a raging lion. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. And then so he come back, yeah, 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 back. And she's like, lower your voice, Timmy. I thought to myself, oh my God. Wow, this is totally different. I wouldn't have never
done that. No.
I mean, no, like it just don't happen in black families like that. It just don't. I yell at my kids, and my kids is gonna sit there and listen. And if you open up your mouth and yell at me back, you know, yeah. And it's not called abuse, it's called discipline. You will respect, and you will sit down and listen to what I say, and don't say a word. Don't even say, you say, you know, my mama would, once we got a whooping, if we cried too much, she would say, shut up or you gonna get another one.
There you go.
You
sound like my daughter.
You be sitting there trying to stop crying and knowing that you hurt. You be trying to stop. You got the hiccups and everything.
Right. But you hit the nail on the head when you said something.
What's that?
How the oldest child could not watch these other two? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Maybe it's because I know why, or whatever. I'm just speculating. Maybe the child has problems of his own.
Right.
Or maybe the child, maybe she didn't feel comfortable with the child watching them too. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Well, she wasn't. She was uncomfortable with the older child watching them, but she was comfortable with a pedophile, a drug dealer.
And see, I didn't do it. But that's what. Listen.
He didn't raise this girl. He was in a relationship with the mama. That don't mean you raised this girl. He's sitting there in the interview talking about, these are my kids. They're not your kids. One child.
Just one. The boy, the baby boy.
And the sad thing about the whole situation is, it would have been totally different had it been a boy. But trust and believe, nowadays, it don't matter if it's a boy or girl. But it's just a fact that it was a girl and the mother was just loosely with it. And I say the mother because she had more than opportunity and time when she got off work at 5 o'clock to just go right on over there and say, Henry, Breasia need to come with me.
As soon as she pulled up with them clothes, them bad clothes, she would have been in the car with me.
She went home and got this girl and DL some clothes and then took them over there. Like, here.
No, not me, because I would have had my kids in the car. I would have had both of them in the car. Come on, DL. Come on, Breasia. It's time to go.
So the judge, Sonia said the judge see the makeup of the entire family. And this is what the judge is having a problem with. The judge is saying, you knew. She said the reason why they broke up is because she found out that he was a sex offender and there was some issues with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What, did she think he overcame his condition? Like he didn't desire a kid anymore. If you took a 5-freaking-year-old baby, a 5-year-old, okay?
A 5-year-old now, y'all. A 5-year-old.
Why? And we don't know exactly what happened on that because he did time, so there must have been facts. But him, that alone, that's the only fact that they have, that he has a history of being a sex offender. Right. And this, that's the only thing they have to go on. This judge I'm telling you, when they came to court It sounded good. It looked good. I was cheering him on, but I don't see no facts. Just because he has bleach, I don't see the fact. Just because they see Breasia at the car, I don't see no fact. I don't see him making her get in the car. I don't see him, with a gun to her head. Andrea didn't say that. Andrea was like, oh, I was relieved, but then when they left, I had this leery feeling in my belly. She's something just not right. Someone right when you didn't ask that man, and I almost said something, but when you didn't ask that man, what are you doing with this 10-year-old in the middle of the freaking night?
Right. I got you. But my question is, God forgive me for saying this. How? Okay. All right. So who murdered her? The bullets were there.
Yeah.
Her hair was there.
Yeah.
The clothes was there.
Yeah.
I think Henry had help in speech.
But here's the thing. DL turned around and said in court he seen him shoot her.
He heard. He had to hear something.
But he said that, and that changes everything.
Like I said the other day, and I was up there on the phone with you, I told everybody, and I said to you, I wish I could get into DL's head. Why? Because I want to know what happened then, and I want to know what happened now. I mean, are you changing some statements? Are you changing your story? What? You said that you'd seen him kill your sister. I mean, is that true or is that fiction? Is it true or fiction? Was you there or not?
Right. And the sad thing about it, he only got 2 charges. Neglect is not on the table. Some petty stuff is not on the table. They either want kidnapping in the first degree and murder in the first degree. Now, here, take in consideration murder in the first degree definition. First degree murder is the most serious of all homicide offenses. It involves any intentional murder that is willful and premeditated with malice aforethought. Premeditation requires that the defendant planned the murder before it was committed or was lying in wait. Now, him going to go get the gun, that would be premeditated. But nobody seen what he got out the closet.
Right.
Could he got his gun? Could he got a pair of clothes or whatever? See, the witness that's supposed to be for the state, which is Andrea, she's not no freaking help. She acts like a big dummy. She sees the girl, but she doesn't say anything. She didn't see when he woke up. She didn't see what he got out the closet. All she knows, he went to the closet, but she don't know what he got. So you're trying to place the gun in the closet when it didn't have to be. And the minute you try to place something and lie about it, like DL said that he's seen him shoot her, that's when you're messing up.
Right. But we know the gun could have been in the car.
Yeah.
In the department.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know what he had in his closet. I wasn't there.
Andrea should have got in trouble too, because to be honest with you, she actually helping him, Henry. She's helping Henry. She don't know nothing, see nothing. Remember when the police went to the house? What did he say? What did she say? She was like, the guy was like, I need to come in and check around and see if the baby is in here and stuff. She was like, oh, she's not in here. My house is dirty. And he was like, it's okay. And then she gonna turn around and say, do he know about this?
Does he know about this?
Do he know about this? This is your house, chick. Ain't got nothing to do with him. And then the officer was like, yeah.
Right.
She acts like she's stupid. She dumb. And she ain't dumb. She just acts that way because she needs to go to jail too. Because you sat there and did not help this little girl. I would have been making sure that they put some charges on her.
Yep. You better bet it.
She ain't slow as you think, Carmela. She ain't slow as you think. Trust and believe. She coming in there looking like she's slow. Trust me, she ain't slow.
She's scaring Henry because when you're in a DV, domestic violence relationship, you always gotta ask permission. Is it okay? Is he fine with it? I bet you 5 out of 10, if it wasn't okay, she'd get a truck bashed down. I bet you any amount of money, she get her truck busted.
First degree kidnapping. Let's look at that. In some jurisdiction, if the person kidnapped either was not released by the defendant in a safe place or had been seriously injured or sexually assaulted. Okay. But at first she wasn't.
I don't care what nobody say. I believe she was SA. I believe so.
I wanted to know what first degree kidnapping. Let me see. First degree kidnapping in Iowa. Kidnapping in the first degree. Kidnapping is kidnapping in the first degree when the person kidnapped as a consequence of the kidnapping suffered serious injury or is intentionally subject to torture or sexually abuse. And the first degree is a Class A felony. That's code section 710-2. And she came up missing 710.
Right. Girl, I'm gonna jump down here. It's nice talking to you.
All right.
You're heating, and I'm gonna tell you what, we're just gonna be heated together. That's all.
I got your name down.
Thank you, Bonnie.
All right.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
All right.
Bye. All right. We have one more phone call, you guys. We got one more phone call, and then we're going to get out of here. I couldn't take the phone call because we were on the phone with somebody. So I need that person to call back. And I think that was Valerie that called in. You guys, and we're going to get off of here. But this was good conversation. I had time to really go into. I tell people all the time, I hear one thing new, and we could talk about it for a whole hour, but we'd talk about a whole bunch of stuff. But still, the thing remained that Henry, go back and do your homework, wearing a wedding ring, so he's married. The mama turns around and said that, and then somebody brought to my attention, I think it was Tina Powers, but then somebody came back and said, no, she said this. When the cop went down there in the evening time, it was late. It was late in the evening, and they got it on video because they're showing the police cam. And the mother's like, she's been gone all this time, or such and such. And I said, they're trying, the words that come out on the thing is like, she's been gone since 10. But and I went over there and over there, and somebody says, no, she's not saying, but it seemed like the mother said she's dead. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll find it. But we'll get into it. Today's Monday. We'll get into it Wednesday. That's what we're going to be talking about. Did this mother, the same day on July the 10th, say that the child was dead, or was it 10 o'clock? Or what did she say? Because When I keep going over it and over it, only thing I hear is she saying she's dead. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know. That's what I keep hearing too. Soldier Girl said he dated the grandmother. Girl, you need to quit. Lisa Calhoun says 2. 2 meaning what? No? The grandmother was talking to it in the dark. You know what? I don't care. Let me find it real quick, okay? Let me find it. Let me find it and let y'all hear it. I got time real quick. Let me find it. I know exactly which one I'm looking for. And if somebody find it before I find it, send it to me. It keeps showing me the same old thing. Because they was outside looking for the little girl, and the police pulls up. Somebody, a body cam footage of the morning Breasia. Okay, I don't need that. So it might be no, he testified. That's him testifying. But I'm looking for the video. Tina, if you can find that video, send it to me real quick. I'll find it. Uh-oh, she found it. She found it. She sure did send it to me. Hold on, you guys. Y'all can hear it. Let's hear it one time. She just sent it to me. Hold on.
Where we could get some more? Like, kind of my husband, she ran out of I know Quick Start might have one of those things where you pay like a quarter or a copy or something like that, if that's something you want to look into. So there was a flip-flop that they found down there, and we just want to make sure if it's something she would wear or not. It was hers, okay? There's behind the scenes type stuff, okay? We're doing search warrants, we're doing pinging of phones, okay? Okay. But we have his mobile home down there. The FBI is down there. Everybody is working on it, okay? It doesn't end, okay? I know, but it's 9:31 and I haven't heard from her. No, we just had to make sure, okay? Yeah, but we appreciate it. I can't go to sleep with that. Like, what the fuck? It's 9:30 and she's nowhere. Nowhere. I couldn't even talk to him. What the fuck, man? She's dead. What the fuck?
Did you hear that? Did you guys say that? Did you guys hear what she said? It's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds into that video. It's on Law and Crime Trials. The heading is What the F Breasia Terrell's mom gets hysterical before finding out. I'll play just that little part again. It sounds like she says she's 10. I don't know. That's what people keep telling me, but I don't hear 10.
That's not hers. So there's behind the scenes type stuff, okay? We're doing search warrants, we're doing pinging of phones, okay? Okay. But we have his mobile home down there. The FBI is down there. Everybody is working on it, okay? It doesn't end, okay? I know, but it's 9:31 and I haven't heard from her. No, that's not her. No, we just had to make sure, okay? Yeah, but we appreciate it. I can't go to sleep with that. Like, what the fuck? It's 9:30 and she's nowhere. Nowhere. I couldn't even talk to him. What the fuck, man? She's dead. What the fuck?
Okay, she could be saying she's 10. She could be saying, she said it's 9:30 and she could be saying she's 10. She could be saying she's 10. Hey, this is SP.
Yeah, I think it was good that part because the boss pulled up and they found some sort of shoe. And so that's the picture of the shoe and the shoe, and that's when she said she's dead. And she said that was her shoe though, that they had found.
Well, planning and planning and planning. She could be saying she's 10. I don't know if she's saying she's dead or she's 10. It makes more sense to say she's 10. Because she was rambling off numbers. It's 9:30 and she's nowhere to be found, So.
Really good conversation there. We're sitting here listening. I said, I hope they don't have to suck it off.
Well,
I said, this stuff and seeing him really Breasia out of that bed. Do you think he would have said something, or he probably would have killed both of them?
No, I don't think. No, I don't think DL knew what was going on because he's one of those manipulating people. Like, this is what I think. I think that, he probably put a little something in their drink or something so that, everybody fall asleep hard or whatever. Andrea was high as a kite, and they're not going to say all that, but she was high, and he was high, and they was waiting. He's sitting there waiting on the kids to go to sleep, and the kids go to sleep, and he woke up Breasia, and he said, "Hey, Breasia, your mom wants you home, so I need to take you home." And so Breasia got up and went down to the car, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna take the other car." So he act like she's standing by the car. He's not gonna take the black Camaro, and told her to stand right here. Let me go back upstairs and get the keys. And I think what he did was when he went back upstairs, like I think the gun was already probably in the car, or he because I think it was already in the car. And if he did go in the closet, he went to go get the gun and took her to an excluded place, wanted her to do certain things, and she would not. And I think he shot her. I think he took her to the wooded area and wanted her to, and she was just, and here's the thing, and this is what the judge is looking at, because they wasn't in the maroon car but once, and for maybe 30 minutes she just sitting in the car. She's not moving or anything. So vacuuming that car doesn't take a lot, just to vacuum. And then if you sprinkle bleach in the car, okay, if you vacuum it really, 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 really good, really good. The only thing you're going to get is the DNA is off of blood and spit and things of that nature. Well, take all that stuff out the car, wipe the car down really good. She didn't move. She wasn't in the car all the time. She was just in the car for 30 minutes. Drive to the excluded place, told her to get out the car. She got out the car. He told her to perform some kind of sexual act on him. She wouldn't do it, and he shot her.
Yeah, because we were talking about this last week when we was saying how he was sitting there like he hadn't done nothing, because I told y'all when he sold her skull, I had to get off of. I said, he sit there like looking at his work, like he's proud of something. And I said, that hurt me. I was like, Lord, I'm thirsty. I hope that judge make the right decision, because this man don't need to be on the street. He wanted to move out of town, and he wanted that bench job, because he knows somebody's probably going to come after him.
Right.
That is so wrong. Why she didn't run? She was 10 years old. She could probably think all that. She probably scared out of her mind.
Right.
It's critical to put them in that type of situation. But I will get back in here and go listen a little more of the story.
All right, I got your name down.
All right, Miss. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you guys, we're going to get off of here. She said, I think he put something over the seat, like a blanket or a towel, so there was no DNA. So the Breasia Terrell family speaks after court, and this is what they say.
Killing and kidnapping 10-year-old Breasia Terrell has wrapped up, and now we wait for a verdict. TV6's Jenna Jackson has been in the courtroom for the entire trial and wraps up closing arguments.
This is something I never wish on anybody else.
For Breasia Terrell's family, they've waited years for a shot at justice.
The past 3 years, I tell anybody, it's like trying to let a wound heal, and going and seeing all of this now is like somebody done ripped the bandage off the little part that was healed, because this is something that we can never heal completely over.
Now, what they want is in the hands of one judge. Tuesday, it was a battle against the evidence during closing arguments. The state saying they had plenty of circumstantial and physical evidence to prove the case against TeNika.
The evidence in this case is overwhelming, and the conclusions are clear. The child was taken from that apartment by a man who was not her father. She was taken so that the adult nor her brother would know she was sexually assaulted, and then that child was murdered.
The state pointing to similar soil samples taken from the site where Breasia's remains were found to the ones under Dinkins and Paula. Also to Dinkins buying bleach at the Clinton Walmart, plus statements from Breasia's little brother DL and Jared Brink, the man who said he helped pull a driver out of a ditch near the area where Breasia was found.
When you're looking at why are we attacking DL's credibility, what is the point of making him look like the person who's just making things up? Again, it's because he's placing the defendant there where Breasia's remains were found.
The defense, on the other hand, calling the state's theory a fairy tale, saying it's not based in fact.
There simply is no evidence to support the state's theory that this man committed these crimes. You simply cannot say, based upon what has been presented here, that Henry Dinkins set out on a plan to sexually assault this 10-year-old girl and then decide to execute her. Because that's what it was an execution.
The defense pointing out the lack of DNA, blood, hair, or fiber evidence tying Dinkins directly to the crime, and saying the Davenport Police Department focused too soon on Dinkins and didn't look at other possibilities.
Their choice at that point was to make a case against Henry Dinkins, not build a case based upon the evidence. You see, they'd already concluded that Henry Dinkins had done this. And now we're going to build the evidence around that conclusion.
Breasia's family, though, they believe Henry Dinkins is guilty, and now they wait for a verdict.
Everybody knows what we're looking for. We're looking for justice. Justice for Breasia. We want Breasia to be able to fly free.
Now, because this is a bench trial, the case is now in the judge's hands. It's not clear how long it will take for a verdict.
Okay, you guys, we're still watching and waiting on a verdict. We will get back into this conversation come Wednesday. Same time, same place. And hopefully we'll have a verdict and we will be all happy. But if not, life will go on and we will do better next time. Because they definitely failed this young lady. All right. Bye.